Thank you. The clerk will take the roll.
Commissioner Heinrich.
Here.
Commissioner Brastad.
Here.
Commissioner Reinert.
Here.
Commissioner Gamache.
Here.
Commissioner Schulte.
Here.
Commissioner Jepson. Commissioner Meisner.
Here.
And we're all here this morning. Item number 4 is to consider accepting the regular claims paid over $500 and the purchase card claims paid for the period ending March 24th, 2025 and April 4th. I'm getting an update on my computer.
I'll move that, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Second.
All right, we had a motion and a second. This is, any other questions or comments? This is a roll call vote.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Commissioner Reinert.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Jepson.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Heinrich.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Item number 5 is the approval of minutes from the April 8th, 2025 County Board meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Been moved by Commissioner Jepson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Heinrich. Any changes, additions? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, it passes unanimously. We're going to move down to chair's remarks, and we have a few of them this morning. So welcome everybody that is here for this. The first one, we have actually 4 items under the chair's remarks today, and the first is acknowledgement of the excellent work of our correctional staff who serve in some of the most difficult positions in public service. Commissioner Brastad, who is our lead commissioner on public safety, will conduct the recognition of our dedicated staff as part of National Corrections Officer Week coming up next month. Commissioner Brastad.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The comment was just made that we feel very safe. We have never felt safer with all you law enforcement in the room, so thank you for being here. The first week in May is set aside to honor the brave men and women who work in both our Sheriff's Office and Community Corrections Department, and is devoted to increasing the public awareness of the exceptional performance by our county staff. This is demanding, sometimes dangerous work, and it's performed expertly by our highly trained employees. Our detention deputies, correction officers, and other employees at the county jail and correctional facilities provide essential services and exemplify the highest professional standards by their commitment to protecting the public and the offenders. On behalf of my fellow commissioners, I'd like to thank all corrections personnel for their hard work. We are honored to have them serve the Anoka County community. I'd like to ask Dylan Workington, our Director of Community Corrections, and Sheriff Brad Wise to talk more about our corrections staff and the service they provide. Dylan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Commissioner Brastad, members of the board. My name's Dylan Workington. I'm the Director of Community Corrections. I want to just thank you for doing this on an annual basis. It's really important work that the correctional officers are doing. Specifically in my context, it's sentenced offenders at the workhouse, providing education, providing an atmosphere for substance use disorder treatment, providing engagement regarding mental health services. These are highly trained staff. We do a lot of skill-based training to increase outcomes and to make the place safer internally, but also externally. So the program itself also allows people to get a GED if they don't have one. These are challenging inmates, challenging individuals with a lot of complex problems. And to make things worse, they've done something that got themselves into a facility. And so the staff are pro-social models. They're calm in the face of trial. And when critical incidences happen on a 24/7, 365 basis, they respond to the call. And so very proud of our staff. And we run a fairly small facility comparative to the jail. So we have a small group of staff that are off-site, so I don't have any with me today. But we will celebrate this and commemorate their activities May 4th through the 10th. We do a kind of a week-long recognition of treats or whatever we can do to kind of recognize them. Just by way of notation, I think the county has run work release programming since the 1970s. Specifically, the Corrections Department has taken on the role of managing that facility since sometime in the early 1980s. That facility has never closed. We've been in different locations. It's open 365 days a year, 24/7. We're always engaged, always open, trying to make a difference, and these staff are just outstanding. The staff that show up for each shift, the leadership that's over them, just do an outstanding job of protecting the inmates, but also giving them an opportunity to succeed. And so very thankful for the opportunity to lead them as well. So thank you.
Chair, Commissioner Brassad, Commissioners. Actually, I don't know that I have much to add to that. That was a pretty thorough presentation. But I do want to acknowledge and appreciate that you're recognizing the work of the staff. The reality is I'm not doing that hard work. It's my role to try to do whatever it is that I can to make their job easier, which is much in the same way that I see your responsibility to do what you can as a board to support them in the work that they do. And I know you've heard me talk many times about our 4 pillars of the best law enforcement agencies, where we have a positive culture within the office, competitive wages, support of the community, and support of our elected officials. And by doing this resolution, it's a very affirmative step for you as a board to say to them who are doing this hard work that you appreciate what it is that they do, because they miss a lot of holidays, they miss birthdays, they miss many events like you might imagine, all for the sole purpose of dealing with people that are at their absolute worst. Especially for our staff, it's the incoming inmates that are coming straight from the road, and whatever dysfunction was in their life, they're bringing it to the jail, and then these people are tasked with making sure that they have order within the building and safety within the building, and it's an enormously difficult task, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for the work they do. So on behalf of them, I want to thank you for doing this resolution for them. Actually, I think they deserve a round of applause, but let's go.
Thank you, Dylan, and thank you, Sheriff Wise, and thank you again to all our corrections staff. Your work is always crucial to public safety in our community. At this time, I'd like to put forth Resolution 2025-49, which honors the hard work of these dedicated professionals in Anoka County and provides special recognition to them during National Correctional Officers Week, May 4th through the 10th. I'd like to open it up to any comments by the board. Commissioner Meisner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know I say this every year, which is essentially thank you. And especially Dylan, I mean, corrections, I have so enjoyed, I don't know if that's quite the right word, appreciated learning about the best practices that have changed over the last 20 years in corrections and the work that you guys do every day. And obviously, Brad Weiss, you are on the streets all the time and doing a different aspect of public safety. But thank you both, and thank you all. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Schulte.
Mr. Chair, I do want to comment that our public safety officers on the street, the patrol deputies, they do get thank yous from the people in Anoka County quite regularly, but I'm quite sure that corrections deputies don't. They're in the jail, and they're likely not to get those thank yous. But I want to say thank you, because it's been said a couple of times today already, you're doing the harder work. It's much harder than pulling people over on the street. It may be just as dangerous to pull people over on the street, but the work you're doing is vital, and you don't get those thank yous. So I certainly want to extend that thank you, and I appreciate the work you do, and I'm sure the rest of the board feels the exact same way. Thank you.
Anyone else? Commissioner Jepson.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So it's really easy for us to sit up here one half hour a year to say thank you. And I hope that you feel that every other day of the year as well. And if you don't, please let me know, because we do appreciate you. We acknowledge you. We see you and the hard work that you do every single day, as Sheriff Wise said, with people in the worst day of their lives most often. So thank you for your work, and every other 364 day of the year, thank you, and hopefully we acknowledge that and you see that appreciation more than just one time a year. So thank you for what you do.
Anyone else? All right. We have a resolution in front of us. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, it passes unanimously. Thank you again for everything that you do, and another round of applause I think would be nice. We'll move into our second recognizing the National Peace Officers Week. Peace officers are our guardians of life and property, defenders of individuals' right to be free, warriors in the war against crime, and they're dedicated to the preservation of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our Sheriff's Office and 11 other law enforcement agencies dutifully serve the citizens of our county. And it's important we recognize these departments for their public safety work in our communities. Again, I'd like to turn this over to Commissioner Brasted to tell us more about this special week. Commissioner Brasted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Few among us have what it takes to be peace officers, and that's why it's important for us to recognize and appreciate the sacrifices that more than 800,000 officers who serve in communities across the United States make when it comes to protecting and serving the public. These men and women willingly put themselves in harm's way, risking injury and sometimes sacrificing their lives to guard our loved ones, property, and government against all who violate the law. For those of us who have not served in law enforcement, it's likely difficult to truly understand the problems, duties, and responsibilities peace officers face. However, it is imperative we honor and show our sincere appreciation for law enforcement officers in Anoka County via deeds, remarks, attitudes, and make every effort to express our thanks. As part of National Peace Officer Week, the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's 37th Candlelight Vigil, May 13th. Peace Officers Memorial Day will be recognized May 15th. In honor of all fallen officers and their families, U.S. flags will be flown at half-staff. At this time, I'd like to ask Sheriff Wise to say a few words.
Thank you, Chair, Commissioner Brastad, Commissioners. Yeah, a little different tone for this because this truly is appreciation for the sacrifice, which is made by any of our uniformed staff that wear a badge. If they've sworn an oath, they fall under the category of peace officers who are bringing safety to our communities. Yes, it is a big week. The Peace Officer Memorial Day was established by President Kennedy in 1962 and has been recognized since that date. There's the National Monument that's in Washington, D.C., and if anybody takes a vacation to that city or has time, I highly recommend visiting the memorial where all the names are engraved. Likewise, Minnesota also has a Peace Officer Memorial Garden or Park that's part of the state capitol complex. Also, it's worth attending. This year, as is the tradition, there will be a recognition of those that gave their lives in the line of duty via a memorial, standing guard memorial that'll begin 6 p.m. on May 14th through 7 p.m. on May 15th, at which time peace officers will be standing guard over the memorial, and there'll be an announcement of all the names of those who have sacrificed their lives in service to their communities. So it's with a humble heart that I appreciate the board making this resolution, and I know that all of the uniformed staff sitting there, while they work really hard to not have that bad incident happen, the reality is they know what they face from time to time. We do what we can to train them. They're ready. They're smart people that know what they're doing, but the reality is sometimes things go bad, and we will never forget the sacrifices made by those who had one of those days. So on behalf of the office itself, the 300 women and men that work in the Anoka County Sheriff's Office, thank you for this resolution.
Thank you, Sheriff. We appreciate that. We appreciate you being here, and thank you to all the men and women in Anoka County law enforcement. Commissioner Brastad, would you like to make the resolution?
Yes, and I would, thank you. And before I do that, I would just like to say that, you know, being in Anoka County is really a privilege and an honor when I look at the communities I serve, because there is so much support for public safety here, and there's many, many people that keep you all in our thoughts and prayers. So with that being said, I'd like to put forth Resolution 2025-50, recognizing Peace Officer Week in Anoka County.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any comments? Commissioner Reinhardt.
So on the back of my pickup truck, I've got an American flag that has a thin blue line through it. I'm sure everyone's seen that. And for actions like this, you know, we think about the blue and not the brown as much. I kind of think that maybe I need to add another flag that has a thin brown line because, you know, county work, you know, doesn't get as much visibility as, you know, the rest. So want to, you know, say thank you to all the county people that work in the county and for our sheriff's office for the work that they do and give them a little visibility here today.
Anything else, commissioners? And we have the resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, the resolution recognizing Peace Officers Week in Anoka County passes unanimously. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you all for being here as well. Third item, we'll be recognizing Friday, May 2nd as Law Day in Anoka County. Law Day is an occasion to publicly acknowledge our national and state heritage of justice, liberty, and equality under the law, and the way in which the law and the legal process has contributed to the freedoms of that all Americans share. Law Day provides citizens with free legal clinics, allowing us to celebrate the justice system and showcase the services available to Anoka County citizens. This year's Law Day will have clinics focused on expungement, family law, housing law, driver's license issues, and unpaid fines. To tell us more, Bethany Fountain Lindberg, Chief Deputy County Attorney from our Anoka County Attorney's Office, is here to fill us in. Welcome, Bethany.
Thank you. In a slightly different role.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair Gamache and Commissioners. It's so fun to be here to talk about Law Day. Law Day is a national event. We here in Anoka County have been celebrating Law Day since 2016. And it's a day that we set aside to reach out to the community and to try to strengthen our partnerships between the residents in Anoka County, the court system, prosecutors, and court personnel. It's a day that we try to make your experience within the court positive. And most of the time when folks are coming to court, unless it's for an adoption, it's a negative experience that they're coming, and they're nervous and they're anxious, and we try to create a win-win so that they leave thinking it's a positive experience. This may be a place that I want to work. This may be a place for me to grow my child's future and that sort of thing. So again, as Chair Gamache said, everybody that has an Anoka County case is eligible for services during Law Day. You have to have an Anoka County case. We have legal services set up for unpaid fines, for family law, for expungement of both criminal matters and housing matters. We have other civil issues, attorneys on hand to offer support and guidance. We actually help people fill out documents. They leave with a court date. So it is a great event which we try to package all at once. We are ramping up slowly from COVID. So we at one time had a lot more services. We've slowly been ramping up. This year, it's a little bit broader in that we're adding some criminal services. Next year, we hope to bring schools back in and to round out the community with some educational events. But for this year, we also, which was different than last year, we have the regional director from DMV coming in to help people and to walk them through the process of how to get their driver's license back. That's very valuable. And we have the clinics and courtrooms running mostly with appointments, some walk-ins, and they'll start at 9 a.m. and at 3 p.m. So the county board has been great in helping us with the event over the years. Ever since 2016, county staff has helped us with promotional efforts, providing space, giving recognition in the past. So the committee would like to respectfully ask for your support in this upcoming May 2nd, 2025 event.
Thank you, Bethany. We appreciate it. And I know that some of the people that might be coming are nervous, maybe coming in and everything, but when you see this smiling face, it's going to be easy peasy. So I hope that it is another great event that you guys have again. I'm looking forward to hearing some of the great successes that Law Day will have this year. We want to ask my fellow commissioners to join me in supporting Resolution 2025-51, proclaiming May 2nd as Law Day in Anoka County. Any other opportunities? Anybody wish to make any comments? I'm just looking forward to this. I know that there are some tough issues that people have to go through and they're getting their license renewed, or not renewed, but, trying to get it back. And some of these other laws that can get confusing, but it's great to have this opportunity. So it is from 9:30 a.m. or 9 o'clock a.m. till 3:30 p.m. on May 2nd, which is Friday. That's Law Day, and it's going to be right here within the courtroom, or within the courts in our area. So there'll be signs, I'm sure, when people come in, and they'll get directed to where they need to go. Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that passes, and we will have Law Day.
Thank you.
The final chair's remarks will be recognizing April 30th as Therapy Animal Day in Anoka County. Therapy animal teams make millions of visits per year in settings such as hospitals, nursing homes, schools, and hospice. They play an essential role in improving human health and the well-being through human-animal bond. Therapy animals who partner with their human companions bring comfort and healing to those in need, and Therapy Animal Day encourages the people of the county to celebrate our therapy animals and their human handlers. Therapy animals aim to improve mental wellness by decreasing fear, anxiety, loneliness, and isolation. They also influence physical health, lowering perceived levels of pain, shortening recovery times, and even influencing those who are ill to have a more positive outlook about their future. With that being said, I'd like to offer the resolution 2025-52, proclaiming April 30th as Therapy Animal Day in Anoka County. Anyone wish to make any comments? Commissioner Reinert.
Yeah, for therapy animals, I serve as commander at the Sons of the American Legion in Post 566 in Lino Lakes, and we give away a fair amount of dollars to organizations that train animals for service members who have PTSD, and I've talked with a lot of them, and just the fact that they basically credit their dog for still being alive. When they're really tense and strung out, the dog comes over and settles them down. When they're very low, and these are the dangerous times, the dog comes over and brings them up. Therapy animals are very important, and I am convinced that these dogs and other therapy animals do save lives. And so, special one here today because I'm have been fully touched by the people that have been affected by having therapy animals, and it is an amazing thing to talk with people who have been affected by that and own them and are alive because of them. So very happy to be supporting this proclamation today.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anyone else? Commissioner Meisner.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And I cannot remember the dog's name, but I believe we have one in the attorney's office.
Dino, yeah. He's
Dino, yes, that we have all met, and exactly for the reasons that have already been discussed, for people that are really going through a hard trial and they can kind of pet the dog. Anyway, I did want to just point that out since it's also Law Day. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, Law Day is proclaimed April 30th. We will move on to our our committee reports. We'll give you guys a few minutes to get up and don't have to join us for that, but we thank you again for being here today. Appreciate it. The first item in government, the whole recommendation, committees of the whole recommendations, government operations, and the first item is, I believe, we have, move it to this, there we go, facilities management and construction, and this is in the consent agenda. I guess all three of these are in the consent agenda. We'll start with that one. Commissioner Jepsen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Government Operations Committee met on Tuesday, April 8 at 1 p.m., and there are 3 items on the consent agenda that the committee recommends for approval. The first one is under Facilities Management and Construction, and the committee recommends a approval of contract C00114882 with Schumacher Elevator Company. This is a 3-year contract with an option to extend for an additional 2 years for annual elevator maintenance and repairs in the amount of $75,984.
Okay. We also have 2 with library, and then I'll go to Commissioner Reinert.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. These are both very similar. They are dollars coming from the Minnesota Department of Education. It's a grant, upwards of $500,000 to revitalize and do some work at the Mississippi Library and our Crooked Lake Library. And since they are so similar, I guess I would, well, I guess I've presented them both. They're on the consent agenda. We don't have to make a motion. So, but that's what these two are about. It's about $500,000 for each of those libraries for improvements.
Thank you. I forgot to ask if anybody wished to have these removed from consent. Seeing none, this is roll call vote.
Oh, we need a
I
motion.
would move the consent agenda, Mr. Chair.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It's been moved by Commissioner Schulte and seconded by Commissioner Brassad. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Reinert,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Jepson,
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Heinrich,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
And that passes unanimously. Any informational items from that meeting anybody wishes to discuss? All right, we'll move then down to Human Services and Commissioner Meisner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Human Services Committee, we met on April 15th at 8:30 in this building. There were no public comments in the room. I did not receive any via email either, but the public is welcome to email me at mandy.meisner@anokacounty.mn.gov. So on our slate today is multiple things. We will start off with the first one, which is under Community Corrections. This is for a drug treatment court contract for additional funding. And this is for us to accept the additional funding of a one-time payment of $27,000 in addition for the period of April 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2025. So for this particular one, this is in regards to Anoka County's drug treatment court. Bethany was just talking about how when people are in court, we do want them to have a positive experience and at the very least a positive outcome. This is one way that we are able to do that. So that is the first item. The second one is also under Community Corrections. This is to authorize for continued participation in the Minnesota Department of Corrections State Grant Program allocations. So for this particular one, there are basically two areas for this grant. It is for intensive supervised release, as well as remote electronic alcohol monitoring. So you can see the details and the pricing there. I will make note that the remote electronic alcohol monitoring is not a large amount, but it really is extremely helpful for the folks that need to go elsewhere for their monitoring and then get reimbursed for that. The third one is under economic assistance. This is for the Fraud Prevention Investigations Grant application. This is for us to apply for and accept the Department of Children, Youth, and Families Office of Inspector General Fraud Prevention Investigators Grant allocation. And this is for contract C00111472. This is to provide funding for the FPI program, covering economic assistance, and also covers the state fiscal years of 2026 and 2027. So this particular program, it actually finds multi-million dollars worth of fraud every year. It is highly successful. The rate of which we actually find fraud is, I think, I don't know, twice as much as the state of Minnesota. So for this particular one, we are asking for an increase of $84,398 since the last allocation. I will make note too, over the last several years, this program has kind of been sitting on the fence in terms of the demand is there, and then hiring or not hiring another staff member has always been up for debate. This is what those funds will be used for, primarily to find additional staff for this particular program. The next one is for Resolution 2025 HS8. This is proclaiming April as a public health month in Anoka County. So public health is all around us. It can be seen as policy and beyond just the vaccines and kind of the traditional ways we think of for public health. So this is just to recognize all of the services that are provided with public health and environmental services that we provide for our residents. The next one would be Resolution 2025 HS6. This is to proclaim Mental Health Awareness Month in Anoka County. So this has been recognized for many years. I will make note as well, something else that has been happening traditionally for quite some time. On May 17th of 2025, the Mental Health Campaign for Anoka County will host their annual 16th 5K walk for mental health wellness at the Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park. And this is to raise both awareness and also to combat the stigma around mental health stigmas. The next one is a resolution 2025 HS7 proclaiming May as Foster Care Month in Anoka County. So this is something that we also do annually. I'll just share a few stats. There are currently 186 child foster homes licensed or in the process of being licensed in this county, including traditional foster homes, kinship relative homes, or pre-adoptive homes. 10 child corporate homes that serve up to 23 children, 93 adult family foster homes, and 163 corporate foster homes licensed to care for up to 772 vulnerable adults with disabilities, with 3 of the homes duly licensed to serve transition age youth and young adults. So to say that these are needed in our community is an understatement, but again, this resolution would be recognizing all that work around foster care homes. So it's a long slate. I will actually go ahead and offer that as stated here. Mr. Chair.
We have a motion on the consent item for Human Services. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Meisner, second by Commissioner Jepson. Anyone wishing to, first of all, move anything off the consent agenda? Seeing none. Any questions anyone might have regarding the consent agenda? Seeing none, this roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Jepson.
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Reinert.
Aye.
And that passes unanimously. Commissioner Meisner, do you have any informational items from the meeting?
Yes, just one, but I do always like to share. We received information about our second annual Economic and Workforce Development Summit. So this will be on May 7th, and I believe this is at the Bunker Hills activity. Is it activity or no? Event Center, thank you, at the Event Center. The first one was actually award-winning. I believe that the attendees right now is well over 100, maybe 150. So if there are any spaces, I encourage anybody to come check that out. And with that, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. We will move down to Public Safety and Commissioner Brasted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just have one item on the agenda today, and that is Resolution 2025-PS08, accepting dedicated donation from AKC Reunite. This is a $7,500 donation that has been made to the Anoka County Sheriff's Office. And I'm happy to offer that resolution.
Yeah, the resolution is before us. Any questions, comments? Seeing none. This is, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it passes unanimously. Any informational items, Commissioner?
The only thing I would say is that since our last meeting, we were able to tour the 911 center, and I think we were all pretty impressed. It was beautiful. Staff is happy. It's with new technology, and it's definitely going to serve the entire county for well into the future. So it was super exciting to see it come to fruition and see it staffed and all the hustle and bustle that's happening there. So that
Yeah,
was great.
It was a great, beautiful facility that we have. Any other comments? Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move down to Transportation Committee and Commissioner Jepson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Transportation Committee met on April 15 at 1 p.m. and there was no public comment. I only have one item on the consent agenda today that the committee recommends for approval. It's contract C0008566. It's a joint powers agreement with Ramsey County for 8 different reconstruction projects on County Road J from Centerville Road to Otter Lake Road, including improvements to the 35E CRJ interchange in the cities of Lino Lakes, North Oaks, and White Bear Lake. The JPA describes the cost and maintenance responsibilities associated with the project for each agency involved. We will negotiate and enter into a separate agreement, which I'll highlight in my informational purposes, with the city of Lino Lakes to address the city's cost share for this project per the county's cost share policy.
Great. Do I have a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'd like to recommend approval of contract number C0008566.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Reinert, seconded by Commissioner Jepson. Commissioner Reinert, question.
Yeah, I just want to, make comment of how important this project is. This project is in my district. I was mayor for many years in Lino Lakes, and I heard for all those years this improvement needed. So the result of this project is going to be at Ash Street and 35E, full access north and south, and it's something that people have been wanting in my area for that intersection and for that intersection for, at least 30 plus years. So glad to see this is finally happening.
Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, this is a roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Jepson,
Aye.
Commissioner Meisner,
Aye.
Commissioner Heinrich,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Reinert,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye. And that passes unanimously. Informational items, Commissioner Jepson.
Yes, a couple. During our meeting on April 15, the committee authorized the county engineer to enter into contract C00111514 with the city of Lino Lakes, which is the issue I just referred to in the previous item, for their portion of the reconstruction of this project along County Road J within the city limits. Anoka County's share of this contract is estimated at $727,365.08, while approximately $275,000 of that amount will be the responsibility of the city of Lino Lakes. The second item for informational purposes is that the committee authorized the county engineer to advertise for bids for a project that includes painting of various signal systems in the cities of Coon Rapids and Blaine. And Mr. Chair, if I could share one additional item, I just wanted to do a public service announcement for all of us who are on the roads. As the days get longer and the weather gets warmer, statistics of fatal and dangerous crashes skyrocket, absolutely skyrocket. I heard this morning that a woman was charged with vehicular homicide of a Anoka County resident back in October last year. Pretty unfortunate, immensely unfortunate situation, but our cell phones and the distractions that they create are real and cause so much harm in everyday life. I just thoroughly ask all of us to put our phones down, especially when we're in a car. I would like to thank the Sheriff's Office, the County Attorney's Office. As we thanked them earlier today, in this job is not for the faint of heart. It is very difficult and very impactful for the secondary trauma that these preventable deaths and accidents and crashes occur. So thank you to our attorney's office, our sheriff's office for all the work you guys do in these cases. And if you do anything, just put your phone down. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Well said, and especially as we get into the warmer weather and the construction season begins. So we've started to see it on Highway 10 with the third lane, and that's already started, and we're going to see more construction as the summer rolls along, and that makes it all that much more important to be watching what you're doing on the roads and focusing on what's coming up ahead of you. So, well said. If that'll close out transportation, we will move to item number 8, which is committee appointments. Consider, as recommended by the Human Services Committee of the Whole, appointing St. Francis Fire Chief Dave Schmidt, representing Fire Service, to the Emergency Medical Services Council for a term ending December 31st, 2028. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Been moved by Commissioner Schulte. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Brasted. Questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, it passes. I believe if there's nothing else to come before the county board, we are adjourned.